What if I told you that nearly 98% of people are walking a path that guarantees their failure, and they don't even realize it? What if the reason they stay broke isn't because of a lack of hard work, but because of something far deeper, something buried in the way they think? And what if the secret to wealth, the secret to financial freedom, isn't about working harder or smarter, but about understanding a single, simple shift in mindset? A shift that the top 1% know and guard with their lives. You see, most people believe they understand money. They think that it's all about getting a good job, saving up, maybe investing a little. But here's the harsh truth. That's exactly what keeps them stuck. The system they've bought into, the path they're walking, is built on outdated principles, worn-out beliefs that have been passed down for generations. The majority of people are slaves to their circumstances, and they don't even know it. Their beliefs are their chains. They're taught to trade time for money, to work for someone else's dream, and then wonder why they never seem to get ahead. But the top 1%? They're playing a different game. They don't view money the same way. For them, money isn't just a tool. It's a reflection of their mindset. They understand that real wealth isn't about what you have. It's about who you become. The top 1% have mastered the art of thinking differently, of seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. They've unlocked the hidden code, the thought patterns that separate the rich from the poor. Let me ask you something. Why do you think the majority of people fail to break free from the chains of financial struggle? It's not because they don't work hard enough or because they're unlucky. It's because their beliefs about money are wrong. They've been taught to fear it, to chase it, to cling to it like it's something outside of themselves. But here's the painful truth. You can't have true wealth until you stop chasing money and start mastering your mindset. So what's the difference between those who remain trapped in financial struggle and those who rise to greatness? It's a question that has haunted the masses for centuries. And the answer? It's not what you've been told. Stick with me, because what you're about to discover will shatter everything you thought you knew about money and unlock a future that only the 1% have been fortunate enough to live. You wake up every day, don't you? You do your best, follow the routine, the grind. The alarm goes off and you go through the motions. You tell yourself it's just temporary, that one day things will get better. But deep down, you've been wondering for years, why does everyone else seem to get ahead while I'm stuck in the same place? You've worked hard, sacrificed time, energy, and even sleep. Yet every paycheck feels like a drop in a bottomless ocean. Why does it never seem enough? And here's the part you may not want to admit to yourself. You know something is wrong. You've felt it for so long, like a nagging voice in your head. You've been taught that success is earned, that wealth is for the deserving. And yet, you've watched others, maybe even people less capable than you, rise effortlessly while you remain in the trenches. What is it that they know? What is it that they believe about money that keeps them climbing while you're left spinning your wheels? The truth is, the path you've been walking, the one they've led you to believe is the right one, is a road to nowhere. This system, this script you've been handed, it doesn't work. Not for the majority, anyway. But it's been embedded so deep, wrapped up in the promises of a secure job and a steady paycheck, that you've convinced yourself it's the only way. That security you cling to, it's an illusion. The harder you try to follow it, the tighter you'll remain shackled to a life that leaves you gasping for more. In reality, money doesn't care about your hard work. It doesn't care how many hours you put in, how much you sacrifice. It only responds to one thing: value. What value do you bring? What is the difference between the hours you trade and the results you get in return? You've been taught to work for money, but the ones who thrive have learned to make money work for them. That's the difference, and it's a truth that many can't bear to face. Do you feel it yet? That uneasy truth settling in? The knowledge that everything you thought was true, everything you've been told your entire life, is a lie? The system is rigged, and the winners are those who see through the game. It's time to face the reality. You've been playing by the wrong rules all along. Now, let's take a hard look at what's really happening. You've been led to believe that wealth is a matter of good timing, of being in the right place at the right time. But think about it. How many times have you seen people with less experience fewer skills, and weaker character rise to the top, while others, more deserving, more capable, continue to struggle. It's not about the timing, the luck, or the right place. It's about the way they think. The truth is, most people don't just lack the right mindset. They've been conditioned to think small, to believe that striving for more is greedy, that desiring wealth is somehow wrong. The system doesn't want you to dream big. It doesn't want you to ask questions. It wants you to stay in line, to play it safe, and to stay small, because small minds make the system work. And they've been teaching you this since you were a child. You've internalized these beliefs, and now they control you, shape you, bind you in ways you can't even see. But the top 1%, they don't see money as a limited resource. They don't believe that there's only so much to go around. They understand that money is abundant, infinite even. They've learned to think in terms of expansion, not limitation. They think in terms of creating value, not just consuming it. While others are busy waiting for the perfect moment to act, the top 1% are already creating opportunities, building wealth, investing in themselves, and letting their money work for them. How many opportunities have passed you by because you've been waiting for the right moment, the right job, the right idea, waiting for things to magically fall into place? Here's the thing, there is no right moment. There is only now, and in the now, the winners take action. While the world waits for the perfect conditions, the ones who understand money are moving, creating, investing, and reaping the rewards. Why? Because they believe in their ability to create more, and they act on that belief. The harsh truth is that you are where you are because of how you've been conditioned to think. You're waiting for permission, waiting for a sign, waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to move forward. But they won't. The system won't. You have to give yourself permission. And once you do, once you finally allow yourself to see what's possible, you'll realize that the very thing holding you back has been your own mindset. But now that you see it, you're ready to break free. Now, let's face something even darker, and this might sting. You've been sold a lie, my friend. Every time you've told yourself, I'll be happy when I make enough money, you've been misled. You've been convinced that wealth will solve all your problems, that it will bring the peace, the happiness, and the freedom you've been craving. But here's the cruel reality. Money does not bring happiness. It's a tool, a medium, not the end. And if you're chasing it as the solution to your dissatisfaction, you're chasing something that doesn't exist. Here's where it gets even more uncomfortable. The reason the majority of people never achieve financial freedom is because they never address the real issue, their relationship with money. And money itself isn't the problem. It's how they view it, how they react to it, how they feel about it. They've been taught to worship it, fear it, or avoid it. Some people hoard it, others squander it, but few understand its true nature. And even fewer can wield it the way the top 1% do. Think about your own relationship with money for a moment. Do you see it as a friend or a foe? Do you feel a sense of scarcity, like there's never enough? Or do you view it as a vehicle, a tool to create even more freedom, more opportunity, more value in the world? Most people never even stop to question their beliefs about money. They live in a world where it's either a source of anxiety or a symbol of success, but it's never just a tool for growth. And because they refuse to see it as such, they stay trapped in a cycle of wanting, struggling, and never truly gaining. The top 1%, on the other hand, have broken free from this cycle. They've learned to manage their emotions, their beliefs, their fears. They don't let their feelings dictate their actions. They understand that money is simply energy, and like all energy, it flows to where it is respected, nurtured, and used wisely. The moment you stop fearing it, stop chasing it, and start using it as a tool to create, that's when you begin to experience real transformation. Are you ready for this truth? Are you prepared to let go of the myth that wealth is the answer to your problems? To realize that wealth is not the destination, it's the byproduct of your personal growth, your ability to create value, and your willingness to break free from the limitations of your past. This is where the top 1% rise above the rest, because they've stopped chasing money and started mastering it. And now, it's time for you to do the same. Let's take this deeper. You felt it, haven't you? That whisper in your soul that tells you there's more out there, that something inside you is meant for greater things. But then you hear the voices of doubt, of fear, of scarcity. You're not good enough. It's too late. Who do you think you are, trying to achieve something bigger? These voices have been carefully planted in your mind, seeded by a system that thrives on your insecurities. And if you let them, these voices will keep you small, forever holding you back. The most painful truth I need to share with you is this: you've been conditioned to believe you're not worthy of success. From a young age, society, your family, your environment, all of them have subtly taught you that the dream of wealth, of freedom, of a life on your terms, is only for the few, the lucky, the chosen. Not you. They've made you believe that the path to success is reserved for the extraordinary, for the people who have something you don't, a special talent, a lucky break, an easier journey. But here's the secret. The difference between you and them isn't what you have. It's what you believe. The 1% doesn't believe in luck. They don't believe in fate. They believe in choice. They believe in taking ownership of their reality, no matter the odds. They've learned that success isn't something that just happens. It's something that must be created. And the moment you stop waiting for life to give you permission, the moment you stop hoping for an external sign, that's when the doors start opening. You are not limited by what you've been told. You are only limited by what you choose to believe. Now, I want you to consider something. What would happen if you stopped believing the lies? What if you stopped believing you're stuck, that you're too late, that you're too small? What if you took responsibility for your own success, regardless of your past or your circumstances? If you dared to believe that you are the master of your fate, that you are the creator of your own financial future? This is what the top 1% have figured out. They have the courage to bet on themselves, to take risks, and to trust in their own ability to create and multiply wealth. And the most liberating part of all this? It's that you can start right now. You don't need a big break. You don't need someone to give you a chance. What you need is to stop looking outside of yourself for validation and start recognizing the power that's already inside you. That's when the game changes. That's when the floodgates open and the life you've always dreamed of becomes not just a possibility, but a reality. Now let's face the final and most crucial truth. Success is a decision. It's a choice, a commitment to live a life that is consciously different from the masses. Every day, the majority wake up, shuffle through the motions, and then wonder why things never change. They blame their circumstances, their bad luck, or the economy. But the ones who succeed, the ones who break free, they don't wait for the stars to align. They don't wait for the perfect conditions to act. They act despite the chaos, despite the uncertainty, because they've decided that success is no longer optional. It's inevitable. The ones who fail are the ones who wait for permission. The ones who succeed are the ones who give themselves permission. The top 1% understand that the world doesn't owe them anything. They don't sit around hoping for opportunity to knock on their door. They create opportunity, they act, they build, they invest, they learn, they grow. They create wealth, not just by taking advantage of opportunities, but by creating those opportunities in the first place. So let me ask you this. When are you going to decide? When will you stop waiting for a perfect moment and start taking imperfect action? The truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. There will never be a right time. But there is this moment, right here, right now. And you can choose to take control of it, or you can let it slip away, just like the last one and the one before that. The 1% understands this principle. They understand that the difference between where they are and where you are is a simple yet profound decision. The decision is yours. Will you continue to live a life of reaction, waiting for change to come to you? Or will you step into your power, face the discomfort, and begin to create the life you are meant to live? The ones who succeed don't get it perfect. They just keep moving forward, making decisions, and learning along the way. You have the power to do the same. But the question remains, will you? You've felt it, haven't you? The moment when the mask begins to slip and you see the world and yourself with a clarity that feels almost too much to bear. The truth is no longer a whisper in the distance. It's a thundering reality. echoing through your mind, through your heart. You've been standing on the edge of something far greater than you've allowed yourself to imagine. And now you must ask yourself, will you step forward or will you remain on the familiar ground of limitation? The truth is, the moment you choose to believe in your own power, to believe that wealth, freedom, and growth are yours to create, the universe begins to rearrange itself around you. But here's the silent question that lingers long after the words have faded. What will you do with this truth? You've heard it now, felt it in the pit of your stomach. The veil has been lifted, and now the choice is yours. You see, the world doesn't change when you understand it. It changes when you become it. When you align yourself with that deeper truth that you are the creator of your reality, a master of your fate, the universe will meet you where you are, but it will only match the energy you choose to step into. And from this point forward, the question won't be if you're capable, it will be how will you rise? So as this journey reaches its quiet end, know this: the real power is not in what you've heard, but in what you will do with it. If something within you stirred today, if even the faintest seed of possibility was planted, then let it grow. Don't just walk away. Engage with it. Let it become a part of you. And if this message has ignited something deep inside, then take the next step. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, not just to join a community, but to declare that you're ready to move, ready to grow, ready to be the 1%. Because in that commitment lies the beginning of everything.